G'day D-Live and welcome back to the Gives a Minute D-Live stream for a Wednesday afternoon affair. It has just gone 6 minutes to 3 in the PM for me. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, good evening to you, whatever the time it is. Wherever you're consuming this content, you're always welcome right here on the Gives a Minute D-Live stream. Looking into the chit chat. I see the H-Man, I see Draconian, I see S-Lord X, I see Blubber Bob, I see Jason, I see Sarge, and I see one Hexy Mofo. I see 7 crew and therefore 7 freaking cheeses, but we don't do that. We're not doing the cheeses this year. G'day, 7 Yahoos. Are we doing the cheese? I don't know if we're doing the cheese this year. I don't think we're doing the cheeses this year. Hendrik says, night all. Draconian says, sleep well. Hendrik says, you too. Not really a huge fan of you too, but either way, S-Lord with the follow. Yo, S-Lord, thanks for following the Gives a Minute D-Live stream. Now this makes you the latest giver right here on the channel. Now why would this make you a giver? Well, let me explain. You see, you're giving me your time to consume the content. Me, I'm a giver because I'm giving you my time to create the content. And so you see how we're both givers here, and this is a two-way street. But you're the latest giver on the Gives a Minute D-Live stream. Thanks for the follow, S-Lord X. Blubber Bob said, watch your interesting replay from yesterday. RIP Guardians. Sad events are upon us, and thanks for the Gives a Silent Minute. Thank you, Blubber Bob. We probably won't touch on that, mainly because there's nothing to touch on. There hasn't been any announcement. There's been no thanks to the Guardians. There's been nothing about that situation except that it's all over. So we don't need to go into it, I don't think, because there's nothing to go into. It sucks though. Jason, hey Gives and Givers. Hello Jason. Hello skis. Sarge, hey Benon. G'day Sarge. How you doing? Good to see you, man. One Hexy Mofo. Good to see you. Hello Gives. Good to see. Hello Givers. Good to see you, Hexy. So this is a cryptocurrency stream. Every Wednesday we dedicate the stream to cryptocurrency news, events, and discussions, topic points. One that comes up a lot on these streams, which I don't have the answer for, and I really hope, cheers mate, yeah thank you Hexy, I really hope we can get someone in here. Either, I mean it'll be okay with the chat comment, but it'll be better to have a voice conversation with them. The question that comes up, and specific to HEX, so the cryptocurrency HEX, which is a long-term deposit, certificate of deposit, long-term cash deposit in crypto. If you don't know what HEX is, I'm not going to be bothering to explain the details, except that this idea of doing something longer to then get a return later is the general gist of it. And that raises the question, if the value of HEX goes so high and so far above, so right now, my HEX stakes, if everything stays as it is, they're going to be worth 16 million when they come out in 15 or 14 years now. The question is, where's the liquidity coming from? If everybody staked 5555, so if everybody did this 15-year stake from virtually day one. Now I'm sort of year one. I got in about a year into it, or just before big payday, so under a year into it. But everybody that got in at the ground is going to be receiving their maximum payouts right around the 15-year mark. And that begs the question, where does the liquidity come from? I don't know the answer. I got a sneeze though, I can tell you that. What? Stoker Bolter! Dude, we have not seen you in an absolute long time, my friend. It's good to see you, man. Have you been away looking for the answer to where the liquidity is going to come from? I haven't seen you in so long, dude. It's nice to have you, man. Happy New Year. Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. So what I want to do is I want to put this out there. Hey, by the way, is my light brighter or something? I look way better exposed today. Okay, it's that maybe my LED light's breaking and it's getting brighter before it breaks. I look much better exposed today. I'm on the same settings. Yeah, everything's the same on the camera. I just looked down and went, dude, you look well exposed. I'd say that's a freaking perfect exposure, right? I can do that bit, right? But as far as where the liquidity comes from on a 5555 stake, In Hex, I don't know at all. So what I want to do is I want to tweet out this question to the Hexicans on Twitter and put a link to this stream, even though I'm already streaming on Twitter. And maybe a Hexican can come in and explain it, because I'm not going to be able to explain it. So let's do that quickly now. Let's grab, let's go over here. Let's go to the Twitter machine. This is my Twitter machine. Let's go to a new tweet. Could a Hexican come on stream with me to explain where the liquidity will comes from at 5555 at how am I gonna word this? Could a Hexican would a Hexican please come on stream with me and explain where the liquidity comes from if 5555 stakes all occur at roughly the same time. And I'll pop a little linky poop. Where's my stream? Got to go to the stream here. Let's grab the stream here. I guess I mean I'm online right now, so I could just put my URL to the. How come that just goes to there? I thought it would go to my actual stream. Either way, we'll just put a whole bunch of hex. Start typing the word hex. Hex dude. Hex. Falcon hex. I'll even tag Richard in it, right? I thought I would, but Hex champ follows me. How come Hex disappeared then? Hex crypto. Hex Whalebot. I want to get how come Richard didn't come up? It did before. There it is, Richard Hart. Hexologist is rad. RG3 would also be sweet. And how many more can I do? A couple more, I guess. At Kinetics, yep, Kinetics is sick. Does he follow me? I didn't even know he followed me. Oh, cool, thanks, man. Thanks, Kinetics. Thanks for the follow. I got 9 more characters to Hex tag at. Hex streamers. That'll do it. Oh, that's -5. Okay, well, I'll just fix this. Would a Hexican please come on stream with me to explain where the liquidity comes from if 5555 stakes all mature at roughly the same time? Just take out the word roughly. Let's just take the word occur out and put the word mature. And that leaves me with 2. So that reads pretty sweet. And I'll just put that out to the Twitter machine. We'll see how we go. Because at least that gets out the word. Because I don't know the answer, right? And I'd like to know the answer. It seems like a pretty logical question. If everybody's got these epic returns coming and it's all happening at the same time, where is that liquidity going to come from? Mind you, it's still a fair way off. It's 14 years away, but apparently I'm going to be a millionaire 16 times over. Hexy, I have input on the topic, but I will hold off to see if you can get a live participant. Yeah, right on. Thank you, Hexy. Thank you. Hendrik, how you doing, H-Man? Good to see you, buddy. Hendrik said, I can't explain it, but maybe Falco can. What's that link to where? Falco, what's Falco? Falco, let me just see what you've got there, H-Man. Falco. What is this? Falco der Commissioner official video. Check out the official music video. Oh, come on, man. Seriously? Trying to get me dinged off YouTube? Get him out of there. Sergeant Bob, any news or input about our platform changes? You had a great stream last night. Thank you, Sergeant Bob. I did touch on that just ever so briefly at the beginning of this stream. We are running a cryptocurrency stream today, so I won't go too deep into that situation. I'm going to turn my AC on here quickly just to get a little bit of cool breeze up in the beast here. Is that even on? Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I won't go too deep into that because, well, first of all, there is no news. So there's been nothing said about it. So I don't have anything to report anyway. It really saddens me that there hasn't been any news. There's been no thank you to the Guardians. There's been no message in the Discord. It's just pretty much dead silence. In fact, what saddens me the most about that is that nobody is talking about it. That's nice in my face. Hendrik, I watched the whole replay of my stream. Thank you, man. Thank you. Rob Mack, hey Gibbs, g'day Rob. How you doing, man? What's up, my dudes? RedoxBear, how you doing, Redox? Good to see you, buddy. RedoxBear. Cool, got it. Yeah, thanks, man. Cheers. I mean, look, if there's news, we'll definitely discuss it. Why is my AC's not even work? Come on, man. Get me in the face. Come on. Come on. I think I had turned it up a little, like the vents were pointing up, not at my freaking head. But yeah, if there's news coming for that situation, we'll definitely touch back on it again. I forgot about the tubes of you. Thank you, Hendrik. Yes, we are on YouTube. We're gonna leave this on YouTube because this stream, if we do get the answer to this Hex situation, I feel like this is going to be content that people will want to watch later on, because don't forget, we've got 14 more years of 5555. So that's a long way from now. And the question will come up between then and now, where's the liquidity going to come from? And I don't know. So if we can get an answer for that, at least that'll give people a little bit more peace on their Hex journey. It'll give me a little more peace. And then also I'll be able to explain it when someone comes in asking me. Now, I'm not going to say who it is that comes in and says this, because they do say it quite a lot on these streams. It seems like that's the only... It seems like the Hex argument or the Hex debate has gone from, that's an outright scam, to, okay, so we're seeing a lot of people making a lot of money off it, but it's not going to last the whole way through. That's kind of where it feels like it's gone for me. Not my belief, but what I'm seeing in my very chat when I do streams on crypto and when we touch on Hex, because I've given examples of my Hex stakes and how much it's accumulated to. And like you saw, probably, I guess it goes back 2 months now, we had a stake that rolled over from 12 months. That stake went in at $300 and came out at $6,000. $6,000. $300 became $6,000. And I could have easily withdrawn the 6K and be done with it, right? But I reinvested it, put my staking ladder back in, put my staking ladder back up against the wall for 15 years and leaned it in and organized it to come out when I needed it to. And at that exact moment, the same person said, dude, you've just lost $6,000 because you're not going to get that back now. You're not, that's going to be worth how much million in 15 years? And you're not going to have any, who's going to provide the liquidity? You should have taken the $6,000 and run. And I'm like, yeah, man, I mean, it's a fair point. I don't know. I'm not pretending to know. I wish I knew why my AC's not working though. Blast me in the face, man. It's warm. Your Twitch stream isn't working right now? My Twitch stream's down? Buh? Really? Why would that be? My Twitch stream is not working. That's weird. What's up, Twitch? It says it's online. I don't know. I didn't do anything. It says it's online though. But thanks for letting me know, Rob Mac. Thank you for letting me know. I'm in every chat room I bounce into. Thank you, Sergeant Bob. I'm kind of shocked not many streamers even know what a Guardian was or did. Is that right, dude? Wow. Jason, the general economy through new investors and users of the currency, that's going to provide the liquidity. The general economy through new investors and users of the currency, but there is no use case for Hex. It is simply a long-term deposit. So you buy Hex and you stake that shiz. That's the use case. That's it. I'm looking at you, AC. Why aren't you use casing me?
Mayonnaise! Wow!
Mayonnaise! Wow! That link was a bit of thanks to Draconian, who took on the German Guardian role. Okay. Sergeant Bob, I'm very crypto stupid. A couple of weeks back, a middleman tried to roll you. Hope you got that sorted. A middleman tried to roll me? Did they? I don't recall that. How large can the Hex market cap get, RedoxBear? Is that a secondary? Ooh, that could be a secondary question. Bonbon John with the ice cream. Thank you, Bonbon John. Thank you for the ice cream. Cheers. So, look, while we wait, I guess, for a Hexican to come in and offer the option to explain this, and by the way, the option is there to come on and have a chat, right? And normally you'd have to be a subscriber to my channel to have the ability to call in, but if anybody that's not a subscriber, that is a Hexican that comes in off the back of the tweet or whatever and wants to explain it, you don't have to subscribe to the channel. I mean, maybe you could sling me the hex instead. Sling me the amount of hex that it would. No, I'm just being silly. We'll take that rule out for today because we want to get the answer. Oh, well, I'd like to get the answer anyway. I don't want anything. I would just like. But while we wait for that, there are a couple of cryptocurrency news items on the board here. Someone sent this to me on the Discord machine. Samsung entering the Metaverse, opening its flagship 837th store in Decentraland. So that wouldn't really be an entrance to the Metaverse if they've already opened up 837 stores. That's worded quite badly, isn't it? If they're going to open up their first store, that'd be their entrance. Sergeant Bob, that was when I was... Oh, Sergeant Bob! Dude, you're talking... Can I just go back on that note? Sergeant Bob said before, he said, I'm very crypto stupid. Him, not me. I'm also not far off that. A couple of weeks back, a middleman tried to roll me or rob me. Hope you got that sorted. Now, what he's actually referring to, which is quite humorous when you think about it, that was when we were ending a Hex stake, the $6,000 one. That's when we were ending that. It's going to cost me $700 on the Ethereum chain to do that. Now, apparently, it's cheaper to transact on the Ethereum network on a Sunday for some reason, even though the crypto market is not succumbing to the financial trading hours that the stock exchange is, but somehow, for some reason, the weekends are cheaper. I don't know why, and we got it down to about $350. But yes, you're dead right. A middleman tried to rob me. In this case, not the middleman, the actual chain tried to rob me. That's funny you should say it that way, though. Hexy says, yield is the use case. Hex is a yield-bearing asset, and that will continue to have a draw for the participation. The yield continues. Okay. Hendrik says, F this metaverse shit. Family friendly, Hendrik. We are family friendly here today. Tony's house. Hello guys. G'day, Tony. How you doing? Hexy, also because your T-shares expire when you end a stake and you have to re-enter at the current T-share rate, it always leaves meat on the bone for new entries into Hex. I understand that. I get that. So when a stake comes out, the staker earns the interest based upon the amount of T-shares that stake generated, and those T-shares get burnt or they expire, and you have to re-enter at the current rate of those T-shares. So there's always going to be, as you said, more meat on the bone. I get that. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's continue with this story until we see someone come in. Oh, there's an NFT sponsor. Close that crap. So Samsung Electronics America entered the metaverse world in collaboration with Decentraland, an Ethereum-based virtual reality platform. That's a shame it's Ethereum because, like I just said, you're going to get stabbed with fees there. The electronics giant has opened a virtual version of its flagship 837 physical store. Oh, my bad. So that's what their store's called? Oh, okay. Samsung's 8th store is called 837. Okay, I did not know that. So this is their first debut. The physical store is located at, not surprisingly, 837 Washington Street, New York City. Manhattan. The virtual store, dubbed Samsung 837X, will open in Decentraland for a limited time. This is one of the largest brand land takeovers in the history of Decentraland, Samsung said. The Samsung 837 store will offer digital adventures through Connectivity Theatre and Sustainability Forest. Wow, and a musical celebration at the customization stage. Okay. The Connectivity Theatre will showcase Samsung's news from the Consumer Electronics Show, which has just happened, hasn't it? CES? Yeah, that's the 5th, yeah. Which began on the 5th and will run into the 8th. The Sustainability Forest will allow guests to have a mythical experience through millions of digital trees. What the hell's a digital tree? How do you get digital carbon from it and oxygen? Samsung has also been planting trees in the real world. Oh, well, there you go. They should match the millions in the digital world, right? It recently partnered with Cardano-based climate restoration platform Veritree to manage the planting of 2 million trees in Madagascar by the first quarter of this year. Veritree operates a Cardano forest where users can donate 15 or more Cardano, which is ADA, tokens to receive limited edition tree tokens. Veritree then plants one tree on behalf of users for each Cardano exchanged. Tree tokens can be used for limited edition trees and NFT digital art. But who waters the trees? Huh? Nothing. They don't need watering. They're digital, dude. As for the customization stage in Samsung's 837X store, guests will get to experience a mixed reality live dance party hosted by DJ Gamma Vibes. And I couldn't think of anything worse. That's bad enough in real life, let alone digitally. A DJ mixing it up on the... Get out of here. Guests will also be invited to participate in quests that lead to 837X NFT badges and one of 3 limited supply wearables. Okay. Winners will be announced, blah, blah, bling, blang, blang. The Metaverse empowers us to transcend physical and spatial limits to create unique virtual experiences that could not happen otherwise. Well, still not really happening if it's not real, said Michelle Croissant. Matos. What a great name. Michelle Matos. She's Senior Vice President of Corporate Marketing and Communications at Samsung Electronics America. Innovation is in our DNA, and we cannot wait for you to all experience this burgeoning virtual world. As the Samsung 837X store will open in Decentraland, excuse me, I'm dying there. For a limited time, the company plans to bring more such experiences throughout the year. Samsung appears to be betting big on NFTs and the Metaverse. Earlier this week, the company announced that its new smart TVs will allow users to purchase NFTs. What? What? Earlier this week, the company announced that its new smart TV will allow users to purchase NFTs. You can do that anyway, right? What the hell? Can't you just go onto a website on a TV and buy an NFT? Go on OpenSea and buy my whale NFT for 1,000 ETH, 100 ETH. What a smart TV enables this? Samsung's venture unit, Samsung Next, is also an investor in several NFT startups, including Sky Mavis, Axie Infinity Creator, and Dapper Labs and Forte. Well, there you go, folks. I don't know about this. I'm a little more hesitant with this Metaverse stuff. As much as I do live inside a Metaverse, just right here live streaming, I'm still real. Like, we can still go out IRL streaming and I can walk past the Sydney Opera House freaking bridge and show you the harbour. Do that in the Metaverse, you still haven't been there. You can go anywhere in the Metaverse, but you still haven't actually been there. I don't know about that. Back up in the chat, Hexy says there is no reason that people would stop wanting to buy Hex to gain yield the same as they do today. There is no reason that people would stop wanting to buy Hex to gain yield the same as they do today. There also is not a likelihood that everyone would try to sell at one time. But isn't there? If not at the same time, certainly around the same time, right? If you got in Hex on the ground floor and 5555 was the go, a lot of those stakes would be coming out, if not the same day, the same week, right? Many will roll over the stakes into a ladder for perpetual income. I mean, that's a good point. But then to counteract that point, and I'll use my example, if my staking ladder comes real, like if this works and it gives me $16 million, at that particular point, I do not need any more money. Hey, at $1 million, I don't need anything else. I'm not being greedy here, right? $1 million, I could make that last my entire lifetime. I don't need more than that. It says I'm going to get 16. Are you going to then roll that over for more later? Who needs that amount of money? Nobody does. I'm not buying them. I'm not buying Mars or Pluto or another planet. I just want to live. I guess that's not everybody's experience, but I don't even need $16 million, dude. $1 million would be sweet. Tell you what, if that does come to fruition, that's not money for me. That's money for my entire family, right? Not just me. That goes down Baxter, Claudia, Poopsie. They're sorted. I mean, maybe that's what it is, right? That's probably what it is. You don't do it for yourself. You roll it over for your loved ones. So you say, okay, you don't know about this, but I got a staking ladder that comes out when you turn 16, and boy, that's going to be a party for you. I might not be around at that point, but at least the staking ladder and blah, 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 here are the security keys, right? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Hexy says the same reason that not everyone sells their house, their Bitcoin, their gold all at the same time keeps the market viable. Yeah, I don't buy that with Hex because of the 5555. If 5555 wasn't pushed so hardcore, then I would buy that. But it's been so drilled that 5555 is the thing to do. So if you didn't do a 5555, you're basically failing Hex. So everybody that did will all come out at the same time. Metaverse is just like Second Life. Did you ever use it? I do recall seeing... is that World of Warcraft? I do recall seeing that someone I used to know, somebody that I used to... They loaded it on their computer. We both had the same computer. They loaded it onto theirs, and I think they played it maybe 2 nights, and then they just gave up on it, if that's what it is. Hexy, in the beginning, there were few 5555 stakes. It took months of analyzing to validate the reason for a 5. Oh, really? So nobody believed it at the start. People have families to build out stake ladders for perpetual wealth for the family line. This is right. Okay, I get that. Your 5555 stake started and thus ends at a different time frame. This is true, right? So, and I guess I should have said that too. I think I did say it, but I probably didn't hit it clear enough. I got in late, still super early, right? I got in about a month before big payday. So if I understand correctly, that would make it, that's still within the first year of I'm going to say D-Live's history. That's still within the first year of Hex's history. So therefore, my staking ladder is shunted back at least 10, 11 months, right? Not even. When was Hex born? People that start today do a 5555 will end at a different day than the other 5. This is true. Yeah, I get that. I guess what I was more what I was saying is, and because it's still new, and it did start with a bang, or by the sound of what you're saying, it actually didn't, but I thought it did. I thought. So hang on. If no one did 555s at the start, where did the whales come from? How can you... There's whales, like there's huge whales out there, right? So if they didn't 555 in, did they lock in a massive amount for a short time and cash that out? I guess kind of what I'm asking as well, even in a roundabout way, I'm kind of asking, like, theoretically, I could have already earned $6,000 off Hex by taking it out. Well, in total, if I took everything out, I could have 80 grand. But those people that have already made millions and millions, and we've seen it on, I'm going back and watching the Matty Allen HEX conference. I've only done half of the first day at this stage, but there's people that have already like taken out millions of dollars from HEX, and that's within the first 2 years of its life. How did they get that amount of money? If like, did they just go in deep with it? Like say, I'm gonna put in $1 million USD into HEX for 5 months, and then I'm gonna unstake it and run. Is that how they became whales? Or how? Because if longer pays better, how come people are already getting it now? If longer pays better. I mean, these are all questions that I think I sort of have the answer to, but I just would like to hear it from someone that actually knows. My ex-hubby's found a bondage partner on it. Oh, you're talking about World of Warcraft, this, Second Life. I gotcha. Hexy, also look at what we can see historically for Bitcoin and Ethereum early adopters that hold large bags from the beginning haven't dumped either. So that's true. So how are they making money? I guess that's what I really want to know. Is my light's too bright, right? Is this light going to just go bang and turn off? It seems like it's gotten a lot brighter all of a sudden. Today my light is much brighter than before. Okay, so I think I've put the question out there. We will wait and see if we do get a response from someone on the Twitter machine. So far there is a response. Let me just go and have a look at it. Kinetics answered it, but didn't. Okay, so he says, Kinetics says, this is right up there with some of the least researched questions ever. That would be a literal impossibility unless you can convince every staker to end their stakes on exactly the same day. But I will tell you this, we wouldn't see an inflated coin supply for a long time. Okay. Okay, so to break that down, he's saying that the person who asked the question hasn't done any research. It's a bit of a shame he's angled it that way. He's having a crack. And it's not me that's asking it, Kinetics. I don't know the answer, but I didn't ask the question. Well, in many ways, when the question comes up in my streams, I feel somewhat guilty for not having the answer. So that's why I'm putting it out here now. But he said this is right up there with some of the least researched questions ever. Okay, that aside, put that aside, that would be a literal impossibility. So he's saying that the idea of all the stakes coming out at the same time. Yeah, okay, so I guess I've worded it incorrectly as well, because I didn't quite mean to the day. I just meant, because we're talking about such large numbers, right? Like I said, my stake's going to be worth 16 million. And that was from like $300. Imagine you put $3,000 in. You're not looking at 16 million then. You're looking at like 4 or 5 billion, right? So this is all happening. I shouldn't have been so specific, but it's all happening around the same time. He said that would be a literal impossibility unless you can convince every staker to end their stakes on exactly the same day. And again, I guess I'm going back to my point where when HEX began, didn't everybody stake 5555? Because that was what the message was, right? Longer pays better, 55555, get in the club. But I will tell you this, we wouldn't see an inflated coin supply for a long time. An inflated coin supply. Okay. So unfortunately, I don't really have an answer from him here. Like, I still don't have a response that I can give somebody when they ask me this question. I understand most of the reply that he's put, but like if someone came in and said, yeah, good luck, Gibbs, getting out that 16 million in 14 years time, you know, there's going to be no supply. There's going to be no liquidity. I still don't really know how to answer it. Yo, Melbourne Doug in the house. Hey, Gives and Givers, just a short pop in. Kids, a life-saving practice followed by... No worries, man. 30 degrees for you. Crikey, dude. That's warm. Hello. Hexy says, myself, the plan was not 5555 max. I created a stake ladder over the span of years out to 5555. Most Hexicans have stake ladders over years. Yes, okay. So at that point, when they're, and I'm one of them too, I got a stake ladder that sort of isn't really, it's not so well planned out. It was more just testing to see what would happen when these things came through. The ultimate goal is to roll it all into the 5555 and be done with it. And I don't mind waiting, right? I'm a patient boy. I can wait 14 years, no sweat. But your statement there, so people are taking out money that at that point they're not reinvesting. Would that be fair to say? Stake ladders, like me, I re-rolled it over. I could have taken the $6,000 and ran with it, but I thought $6,000 in 1 year or 600 grand in 14 years. I'll take the 600, right? So I restaked that in with a new stake. Now, arguably, I'm missing out on the T-share rates and stuff and whatnot. That's fine. I got about 17 T-shares. I'm doing pretty fine with that. It gets me about 1,000. That gets me about 2,000 hex a month. That's pretty rad. But if you have a staking ladder that you withdraw and don't put back in, isn't that taking, like that's taking the hex out of the system? So isn't that making the liquidity worse? Or have I got that wrong? If you have a staking ladder and it keeps progressing up and you keep taking that off the system, cashing it in, however you choose to do it, USDT, whatever it is, you've just gotten rid of the hex, right? So you've removed that liquidity. Again, I don't pretend to know the answers. I'm just asking the questions to sort of nut it out in my head. Melbourne, when Hex started, ETH was around $80 and you could buy around 1 million Hex for 1 ETH. People who went hard became whales. Okay, so they bought Hex when it was super cheap, when it was less than a penny, and they didn't stake. They just bought liquid Hex, left it liquid. Because how do you get a duck ton of money out of Hex and not long-term stake? I guess that's the real question. If longer pays better, and the idea is that you lock up your funds and you wait, how are we already seeing such vast amount of wealth within the first 2 years? That's the side question. I know that's a lot of questions, but these are the questions that get asked of me, and I don't have the answer. So I would like to at least get a little bit of knowledge. While we get the knowledge, I'll also blue pill away. I'm keeping myself accountable here by taking one of these each day on the stream, folks. They're not doing jack crap for my prostate, but they're tasting absolutely yuck. Blue pill down. Prostate Easy Max, 1 pill a day for 90 days. I guess we're about 2 months in and it's doing nothing. Supply chain issues. Hexy, people will likely scrape off gains in interest from their stake ladder and roll over the principal to have perpetual money printing machine. Okay. Some people kept liquid Hex for price go up, other short stakes, and also staked out to 15 years. Okay. I'm just refreshing this. Sorry, folks, I didn't tell you what I'm doing. I'm just refreshing my my Twitter here. Hexologist answered here. Cool, thank you, Hexologist. Contract prints the Hex, which yep, we know that. So the you're minting your own coins at that point through the contract. Bitcoin prints its inflation through miners. Hex prints its inflation through people staking. Bitcoin and Hex are the exact same except a proof of work change. So what he's saying there is Bitcoin is proof of work. Hex is proof of stake. Bitcoin prints inflation through miners. That makes sense. The more mining, the more there is. but that's to a cap limit, isn't it? To 21 mil. Hex prints its inflation through people staking. So you stake. Again, I can't work that out, because how are we getting such amount of wealth right now? If staking is, what's biting my neck? Freaking dingo biting my neck. If staking long term gets you the wealth, we're only 2 years in. I don't get that bit. We're 2 years in, but we're seeing such a vast amount of wealth already generated. I guess what I'm also saying, or the question leads me to sort of the natural conclusion is, will there be any money left at the 15-year mark? When I take mine out, will that 16 million just be like, oh, you can't get that, dude. Everybody else took it. You got in a year afterwards. It's already gone, dude. All the liquidity's been taken out. I mean, that's what I'm thinking, right? Or not what I'm thinking, but again, this isn't my question. This is a question that comes into my chat. Whenever we talk about Hex, this is the question that comes up. Dude, you should have cashed out that $6,000. When that gets to your 16 million in 14 years, there's going to be no liquidity. Bad luck. And I want to have an answer for it. Hexy says the yield is key. You want to own Hex to get yield. It remains through and past 15 years. Say that again. The yield is key. You want to own Hex to get yield. Yes, okay. So you want to stake Hex to get the yield. It remains through and past 15 years. Okay. Okay. You know what a lot of this probably is? It's probably my dumb head not being able to piece it together, right? Like the concept of putting down $300 for 15 years and walking away with 16 million, I just do not compute that. My brain just says, dude, you've been alive for 46 years. You've worked that many different jobs in your life, earning the smallest amount of cash, and now there's a way to get around all that? It doesn't, like, are you going to tell me next my chicks are for free as well? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem to, like, I'm struggling to compute it. And because I don't have the answers, I'm struggling to verbalize it when someone comes in and asks those questions. RedoxBear says, and when those stakes sell, it gradually lowers the price. Is that I don't think that's the case though. When your stakes, you're not selling your stakes, you're ending the stake, and that actually removes the hex. So you're not selling the hex. You're removing it from existence. When a stake ends, it doesn't go back into the pool. It's gone. What's the fixed cap of Hex? I don't know, Redox. Are you asking me? I don't know that, dude. And is there a fixed market cap? Yo, Dale in the house. G'day, Daleski. How you doing, man? Dale says, limited supply plus stronger demand equals increased in perceived value. Limited supply plus stronger demand equals increase in perceived value, and therefore actual value. Because perceived value is neither here nor there, but actual value, right? Marketplace value. A limited supply. Is there a limited supply of Hex though? No, there isn't, because you mint your own Hex. Will there be a stronger demand? More than likely, right? When more people get involved in this, you're starting to see more and more turtles and whales and sharks and Hexy, we are not even viral yet, and you can sell Hex. Hex will be a household name by year 15. Okay. Dale, lots of speculation, assumptions, and even wishful thinking. That's not what you said before, but what you said before, limited supply plus stronger demand equals increase in perceived value. Now you're saying speculation and assumptions? Those aren't assumptions or speculation. An actual value is a gray area subject to many variables. Your two comments apply to all investing, not just crypto. Hexy, Buy pressure is because people want to own it with any asset. This is true. Why does it change from buy pressure today? More people. Okay. Okay. I don't think we're going to get what I'm looking for here. Just refresh this page here. Oh no. Hexologist removed his tweet. That sucks. Bugger, Hexologist removed his tweet. I wanted to. Oh, there it is. Okay, what the hell was that? Or is that oh, that's a reply to Kinetics. Okay, I gotcha. I mean, should I reply to these here? I mean, I really wanted to do this on stream so that it was a lot clearer, but I guess I could reply here. I feel like I've muddied the waters with this 555 all maturing at the same time. I guess that was worded really, really poorly. I even thought about it before I tweeted it, right? And it didn't get it right. Did that just change? Nope. Kinetics, this is right up there with one of the least researched questions ever. That would be a literal impossibility unless you can convince every staker to end their stakes on exactly the same day. But I will tell you this, we wouldn't see an inflated coin supply for a long time. Contract prints the hex, Bitcoin prints its inflation through miners, hex prints its inflation through people staking. So what Hexologist is saying is the contract takes care of that. Okay, I'm getting it. I'm putting it together. Kinetics didn't really give an answer. He sort of slammed me, but it's not my question, but I did tweet and it doesn't look good. But Hexologist says the contract prints the hex. So it's written in the contract that there will be liquidity. Am I understanding that correctly? The contract prints the hex, so therefore the contract takes care of the fact that when it comes time for massive amount of liquidity needed, the contract will have already provided it. Is that fair? Is that what that says? Blubber Bob in the house. G'day, Blubber Bob. How you doing, man? Okay, I'm going to reply to these tweets because I'm going to reply here. I'm going to just say, Kinetics, thanks for the reply. I guess I worded it pretty poorly. I guess I worded it pretty poorly. I definitely didn't mean on the same day. I just meant around the same time, but I'm just looking for an easy way to answer this question when it comes up on my streams, as it does from time to time. I thought enter was to reply. And then I will thank Hexologist for his response. Contract prints the hex, Bitcoin prints its inflation through miners, hex prints its inflation through people staking, which is in the contract. Bitcoin and hex are the exact same concept, except a proof of work change. Yes, I understand that. So the contract does everything. So the contract, I'm going to say, so the contract, dictates that there will be enough supply to meet demand in infinity, not infinity. So the contract dictates that there will be enough supply to meet demand in any future scenario. Got it. I mean, is that before I hit reply on this tweet? Is that fair? Am I reading his tweet correctly? He said contract prints the hex, Bitcoin prints its inflation through mining, hex prints its inflation through people staking, which means that's written in the contract. Bitcoin and hex are exactly the same concept except a proof of work change. So I'm saying, so the contract dictates that there will be enough supply to meet demand in any future scenario. That's fair, right? Hexy with a quote from Richard: "Our magical internet money is better than the government's magical internet money." I like that quote, and that is very fair. I'm going to just reply this tweet here. But yeah, okay. So that, I mean, that's fair. I can kind of get that, and I guess my answer will be when it comes up in my streams from time to time, when it's like, oh, you're never going to get that money, dude. You're never going to see it. I'm going to say, well, the contract is written and it's immutable and it's been verified and it's been audited 3 times, 2 successful, the third one's still pending, to cover that. The contract dictates or stipulates that there will be enough supply to meet the demand at whatever the future holds. It's contractually written, the way that the math works, right? Now, I'm not saying I know what that is, but that's what the answers were there. It's contracted to do that. That's what's written. That's the beauty of it. It's coded that way to generate wealth from within its own writings. Is that fair? Am I getting it? Am I illustrating it correctly? Just like Bitcoin provides supply and liquidity through mining, Hex does it through its contract. The way the contract works, the way that the coding and all the back end doozy woozies, all those things work together, that covers that the way it's math, right? Why does the apple fall from the tree? Gravity, math, all that crap. Hexo is just saying that Bitcoin inflates at a set rate, Hex inflates at a set rate, and Bitcoin has liquidity 10 years without yield. Ultimately, the government economic and military power backs government currencies. Crypto has no such backing. Hexy says the Bitcoin only has price go up. Hex has yield and price go up. Okay, I think I've got that down. I think I got that down. I'm just going to refresh the Twitter page there because it looks like there's more responses. RG3's jumped in, said delayed inflation over 15 years. It's the world-changing magic of Hex. Figure this out and you will win. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, got it. Okay, so I get it. I see it. And my answer to someone that comes in when they have this, when this thing pops off in my chat, my answer is it's contracted, it's written in the code, delayed inflation over the 15-year period. It's world-changing magic. If you can understand it, you will win. It's right there, right? I think I'm getting it. I'm going to say, I think I am getting it. Cheers, man. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I guess we can leave it at that. At that particular point, I really wanted someone to be able to come in here and explain it, but if we just do it through me trying to decipher the tweets and then present it back, at least, what do they say? They say the best way that you can learn something is by reciting it back to somebody. So if someone teaches you something and then you go ahead and then tell someone else by reciting back what that first person told you, that shows that you've taken it on, mulled it through your head, and then you can spit it back out cohesively. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with these responses here. All right, well, we do have another story here to look at, which we will do in a moment. I want to take a look at this BTT stuff and BTT old, because there is some, and this is a DLive tie-in, right? There is some speculation that, you know, DLive is and BTT old, but I want to get a coffee. So can you give me moments to come back with a coffee? And when we do, we'll talk about BTT and BTT old. I guess at that point, folks, I'll be right back. Just a heads up, coffee's still boiling, or the kettle's still boiling. I just went and refreshed my water, took a slash, looked outside, breathed in, came back in, still waiting on the kettle to be boiled. I'll be back in a second. All right, folks, coffee machine has been done. I'm not drinking the green tea crap anymore. I'm just living with a slightly enlarged prostate. Tell you what, when my HEX stakes come out, I'll pay for that resume treatment and be done with it in 15 years or 14 years from now. I'll be able to afford to get my prostate steam cleaned. If you remember that, there's a technique called the resume, and they inject your prostate with steam and it reduces the size of it. So in 14 years time, when I have my 16 million, I'm going to go and get that treatment. Therefore, I'm not touching any of that green tea crap anymore. I'm back on the coffees. Let's move on though, folks, because this is a situation, this popped up a little while ago. And again, maybe I'm the wrong guy for this, but I don't understand what this means. But the currency BTT, which is what DLive basically sits upon, and TRX, but we're talking specifically about BTT here. Justin Sun announced before he gave up his CEO position at the Tron Foundation, he just announced that there's going to be two currencies. There's going to be BTT. Sorry, the BTT that we have right now is going to be swapped to be called BTT Old. So the letters OLD at the end of it. And then there'll be a new currency called BTT. Now, I did ask DLive what that meant for DLive, like what, because we get paid in BTT here, and we stake BTT. Sorry, that's incorrect. We don't get paid in BTT. If you're a stakeholder on DLive, you're staking BTT and you earn rewards in BTT. So I have about 1.5 mil BTT staked. Does that mean I instantly have 1.5 mil BTT old all of a sudden? Because that's what happened. The currency changed. There's a new currency, and the old one got diluted by 1,000-fold, I think. And so my value of my BTT is dropped dramatically. Yet DLive still pay out staking in a coin called BTT. It hasn't changed. It still says BTT on DLive, and this is going back now, the end of last year or December last year. So I found a video, or I found two videos here about it that I want to just look at and see if we can get any, grab any information out of this, because no one said anything. Surprise, surprise. Well, no surprises. DLive have said diddly squat about it. Aside from one announcement. What was the announcement they did make about BTT? Let me just read it out to you. I'll just go. And by the way, spoiler alert, the reason, not the reason, but Discord doesn't open once you've started your stream. I opened it before my stream and now it's fine. Where was this announcement about BTT from DLive? Announcements, I guess. I'm just going to pull this up here. Yeah, here we go. So you can opt to be paid in BTT. So this is the announcement. This is from January 8th. So again, this is like a month after this happened. We have removed BTT as a cash-out crypto option on DLive due to the recent token changes, BTT becoming BTT old. Any users who had requested BTT as a payment option will have lemons returned to their accounts within the next few hours. This applies to the current and previous payment cycles. Once your lemons have been returned to your account, you can create a new payment request selecting TRX or USDT or Chipotle for fiat currencies. So that's cool. I mean, it's late, but it's cool. But it doesn't explain the staking rewards because we're still earning BTT. Or are we now earning BTT old? I don't know. I can't work it out. In the chat, though, Hendrik says another excuse from DLive to duck stream. That Hendrik, we're family friendly, man. Keep it above board. BTT old is more of a crock of crap from Justin Sun, the con man. Apparently, H-Man just wants to tell us how it feels. I just want to tell you how it feels. Just don't stroke out or have a heart attack at year 13. Oh, for my hex. Right. Did Justin Sun fork BTT and take the original name for the forked coin? Well, I guess we'll find out here. Let's have a look. BTT mainnet launch and redenomination of BTT. Let's TC. BTTC? Is that another coin? Okay.
Welcome to Asset Lifestyle. Let's talk about BitTorrent. Let's talk about BTT and this massive pump that we just saw about an hour ago. The price of BTT currently sitting at 0.003217, up 25% in the past 24 hours. And as we can see, in the past hour, BTT went up as high as 39%. Congratulations to those of you who are able to snag that trade.
What? That's a huge candle. When was this? The 7th of December 2021. Yeah, okay.
But it is coming right back down. And this pump happened right as we heard about this news right here. BTTC mainnet and BTT redenomination plan will be launched on December 12th. So let's get into it. Why is BTT pumping? And what is this redenomination plan and this BTTC mainnet? What is BTTC? Well, BTTC stands for BitTorrent Chain, and it's going live very soon.
BitTorrent Chain. See, this is what sucks about DLive, right? I'm hearing about this because we decided to learn about it. We should have been told about BitTorrent Chain. What is the BitTorrent Chain? This is going to be another network? I mean, it's great, right? But we should have been told.
Here on this Medium article, BitTorrent states that BitTorrent Chain is the world's first heterogeneous cross-chain interoperability protocol, which adopts proof-of-stake mechanism and leverages side chains for the scaling of smart contracts. Now it states it now enables interoperability with the public chains of Ethereum, Tron, and Binance Smart Chain, with more chains to be supported in the future. So BitTorrent is trying to improve and is trying to do more things than it currently is able to do.
So you'll be able to stake on the BTTC. You'll be able to stake your BTT and your BTT old on BTTC.
Now the article states the mainnet of BTTC is to be launched on December 12th. So if you are a holder of BTT and you support BitTorrent, look out for December 12th. That is when the mainnet of BitTorrent Chain is going to be launched. Now they state exchanges, wallets, developers, and other partners are advised to complete the redenomination and swap within 30 days. So if you are holding BTT, this is very important. You want to pay attention to this right here. Now they got 30 days before January 12th, 2022.
So we're after that now. That's today in Australia. It's January 12th today.
The article states while maintaining its current market cap, the old BTT tokens will be redenominated and swapped with the new BTT tokens at a ratio, get this, of 1 to 1,000.
So 1 to 1,000 means if I have 1.5 mil BTT, I will have 1.5 mil times by 1,000 BTT old. Okay.
Meanwhile, the total supply of BTT tokens will be increased from 990 billion to 990 trillion. And the new tokens, after they're redenominated, are referred to as BTT, and the old tokens will be renamed to BTT old. Not just BTT, but BTT old. Now,
it's so shonky. Is it shonky?
State the major use cases for BitTorrent chain will be becoming a validator on the BTTC network, staking on BTTC to gain rewards, participating in the governance of the BTTC community, and paying for gas fees as a native token of BTTC. And they say after the mainnet of BitTorrent chain, after it goes live, BTT old and BTT will coexist for some time, and the contracts to swap the old for the new tokens will be effective permanently, and users can swap at any time. Now, here is the reasoning behind the redenomination of BTT. The article states the low total supply comes with certain limitations. And if we're being real here, 990 billion is not a low total supply, but in this case, I guess it is. They state BitTorrent's customer service team receives daily feedback from users on relevant problems. And they say BTT old, the current BTT, are shown as numbers with a lot of decimal places. And the example they give is the number of a user's mining reward is 0.00231 BTT, which they state will bring inconveniences to the subsequent collection of assets and the exchange of tokens. And they say as BTTC mainnet arrives, the BTT ecosystem will be more diversified with expanded use cases. They state it is therefore necessary to redenominate BTT old. So they are adding more tokens. I've seen very mixed reviews about this. A lot of people are upset. Some people are excited. Some people are mainly upset at the fact that they're adding more tokens. Some people are excited for BitTorrent chain and the mainnet.
Yeah, 1,000 times to change the unit bias. It's sort of like is it necessary? Like, just put up with having to deal with small denominations. Who cares?
That's getting ready to launch. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments
What
section.
do we need to do
you hold
though?
BTT? Are you excited about this? Are you worried? Are you upset? A lot of people claiming they're going to sell their tokens. A lot of people are obviously going out to buy more, as we see by this pump right here, this 39% increase in just 1 hour. That's
0.001 BTT turns into 1 BTT. Yeah. So at that point, there's another video here, the token swap explained. I mean, do we need to take action here? I mean, certainly DLive hasn't said anything in regards to doing anything. Do we need to step up and do something here?
What's up, future millionaires?
YouTube millionaires.
It's Mike the Investor. Now, in this quick BTT update, we're going to be talking about what we know about the swap between BTT old to BTT. Now, there's still a lot of questions regarding this, and quite frankly, we still don't actually have an answer on some of these questions, and we're going to be talking about that in this video. And so before we dive into it, take advantage of grabbing some free Bitcoin by using the Voyager and BlockFi link in the description below. But enough talking, let's jump into it.
Interesting.
All right, crypto investors, welcome back to the channel. Now, of course, there are timestamps in the description below, even for this quick update. Now, we're going to briefly dive into the price chart for BTT, and then we're going to look at the press release part that talks about the swap for BTT old for BTT. Let's check it out. And so according to CoinGecko, the entire cryptocurrency market is right around 2.4 trillion. We are up 3% on the day, and 24-hour volume 135.9 billion. Now, as we look at BTT, right under the top 50 at rank 49, is currently up 22.6% on the day at 0.0039. Now, as we look at the market cap, 3.6 billion, and of course we have the circulating supply, which is going to be increased from 990 billion to 990 trillion. So let's go down, and we can see the price has increased since they released that news. And as we move down, you can see right below here on the 24-hour up 22.6% compared to the 2 weeks, only up 19%. And a lot of this is due to the news that just came out yesterday. So definitely check out that video where we talked about the token supply and why they increased the supply on BTT based off of what we know. And so you can see that it had a nice run up from the low threes here. And since that news have came out, it has been moving up since then. Now, we have the BitTorrent chain that will be coming out completely. The mainnet will be launching on the 12th of December. And so with that being said, there are probably a lot of people that are anticipating that as well. And so from my understanding, this is most likely why we are seeing the rise in price. Number one, the BitTorrent chain mainnet launches December 12th this month. And then we have the news that came out as well. And so we have some people that see this news as bullish, and we have some people that see this news as negative. And then we also have those people that's kind of neutral on the whole thing. And so
I'm kind of neutral, to be honest, at this stage. I'm neutral, but I'm also unsure what to do.
So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the press release section that talks about the swap for BTT owed to BTT. Let's check it out. So here we have it at number 3, swap BTT tokens. Now I do have this press release article in the description as well. And this section here we covered in yesterday's video. So if you do want to check that out, I have this article in the description so you can read it for yourself. And so let's go on down to the swap BTT token. It says you can swap BTTO for BTT via 2 approaches depending on where your BTT owed is held. Now, number 1, swap BTTO for
Hexy, so are BTT holders getting a free airdrop of the new coin? Was it a fork? No, there's no talk of any free airdrops. Nothing like that. It's just, this is what it is now. This is what it is. And the scary thing is, and the reason I bring this up today is because it is the 12th today, but the scary thing is, my BTT is locked up in DLive staking, and that's a 2-week wait before you can unstake. So even if I said unstake now, I wouldn't be able to get that for another 2 weeks unless DLive released that because of the 12th. This is when it has to be swapped, right? So BTT, DLive are still paying stake dividends in BTT, but they can't because the value has changed by 1,000-fold. So they're either paying it in BTT, old and it's incorrectly listed as BTT, which it has been that way forever, and they haven't updated it, or they change the math and they start paying at 1,000-fold less. But this, nobody said anything. That's the scary thing.
BTT on exchanges. Now, if your BTTO is held on centralized exchanges, please closely follow their announcements on whether they support this BTT redenomination plan, as well as deposits, withdrawals, and exchanges of the new BTT.
Is BTT old being abandoned? I don't think it's going to be abandoned I mean, I guess we should find out whether that's the long-term goal. I don't know, dude.
BTT. Now, for auto swap on centralized exchanges, exchanges that support the BTT redenomination will swap the tokens for you.
Hendrik, another red flag on DLive. You're dead right. It is another red flag. It definitely is. It's either just extremely bad timing, but it is a red flag. It's handled very, very poorly by DLive, which we're very, very used to from DLive. But here we are, really not, like, I don't know what to do here. I don't know if I should have unstaked it and got my BTT old and converted it to BTT new. I don't know because nobody. I don't know, dude. I got 1.5 mil of it in my bag, and I'd like to know what to do.
sparing you from any actions. Now we're going to be talking about this a little bit later. And then it says here, you will be able to trade, deposit, and withdraw BTT directly when the exchange completes the redenomination. And so as we look at this bold point here, swap by hand on the BitTorrent Chain app website, and it says you may withdraw BTTO to any decentralized wallet such as Tronlink wallet, and you will get BTT on the BitTorrent Chain app website if the exchange has not supported the redenomination yet. And so this part here is talking about the swap manual on the BitTorrent Chain app website. I'm gonna scroll down right here. You can go ahead and pause the screen and read this here for yourself. And so here is the BitTorrent Chain website, and this is the actual BitTorrent Chain wallet, bridge, and staking. And then this is the get BTT that they're talking about. And so if I click BTT, the mainnet isn't live just yet, which I said it comes out December 12th, and you can do it manually yourself if you're already using a Tron mainnet wallet. And so that is how you can do all of that. Definitely rewind that section and pause it and read it in your own
Submit a
terms.
ticket. Could you imagine submitting a ticket for that? Be like, what would the subject and the content be? Yeah, we've heard about BTT and BTT old. How long until you tell us what to do, D-Live? Like, what's happening with the staking? You know, are you going to unstake all of our stakes for us on behalf so we can swap it out? Or because I mean, Rob Max, said we have to go in and swap it ourselves. That's kind of what I'm not sure on. I don't know, dude. I don't know what we got to do. I don't know if we have to do anything. Laugh my ass off, Sergeant Bob. If it wasn't so drastic, I'd be laughing as well. But it is pretty funny though.
You get a better understanding. Now, to answer the main question we get the most, is Binance, is Voyager, or any other exchange going to support this? Well, first and foremost, I hold most of my BTT on Voyager, where most of you know, so I'm in the same boat that you are in. This news came out yesterday, meaning the exchanges and their developer teams haven't had a chance to get on this to even make a statement to say, are we going to support this or we're not going to support this? So right now, as investors, we have to just be patient and wait for their announcements to say.
Dude, this guy is so pleasant to listen to. Isn't he calming? Like, here I am, my voice is raised, I'm leaning back, I'm leaning forward, my legs are sweating. Wow! Mayonnaise! Wow! And this guy's just super pleasant. He's like, yeah, but don't worry, just calm down. What's up, Gibbs? How you doing, Charles? Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I'm digging this guy's, you know, some people give off an aura and you can just get it straight away. Like, this guy is just super mellow. I only have 28k BTT, so I'm not overly concerned. I would still be concerned, Rob. I'd still be concerned. I'm only laughing because all the crypto speak is Greek to you. That's all right, Sergeant Bob. Crypto's not for everybody.
Yes, they're going to support it, or no, they're not. And so for me, I have no idea is Voyager going to support it because they haven't made any announcements. So just be mindful of that. Now, with all that being said, typically centralized exchanges and platforms such as Voyager, typically they will follow suit and follow the redenomination. However, we're still waiting to see what the team is going to do, whether you're on Binance, whether you're on Voyager, or any other exchange you may be using. We got to wait and see what they say. And so with all that being said, hopefully this helped you out, you know, and hopefully you watched this far, or at least you watched the press release to get that question answered.
Very good.
It all depends on it.
Very good. What I think we should do, we should have a look at the mainnet because that has now launched. Press release, I guess it'll be in here. There'll be a link to it. DeFi support, there'll be a link right here, right? Should we just go through this? It's not that long. Should we just go through this? I feel like we should, right? I feel like we should go through this. And then you know what we should do? We should go through this and then we should speculate on what you and I, and therefore us, what we think this means for D-Live. I got a sneaky suspicion that D-Live will end the staking feature. I reckon that'll be gone. I reckon this will end that. They'll be like, well, we're transferring from BTT to BTT old, and at that same point, we're cashing back out, so you guys will receive all your BTT, and we're removing the staking feature. Reshuffling of all the management, reshuffling of the staking. There'll be no more BTT staking. I reckon they'll either swap it out to TRX or something, eh? Yo, Paul's in the house. G'day, Paul. How you doing, man? Yeah, that's what I think will happen anyway. But let's just read this. Where's my freaking mouse? Over here. So the launch of the BTTC, that's going to be hard to say because that almost looks like Bitcoin, mainnet and BTT redenomination plan. So this goes back a month. Dear community members, the mainnet of BitTorrent chain is going live soon. BitTorrent chain is the world's first heterogeneous cross-chain interoperability protocol which adopts proof-of-stake mechanism and leverages a larger font size. Sidechains for the scaling of smart contracts. So this is a good thing, by the way. This means you're going to be able to transact between Ethereum, Tron, and Binance Smart Chain and not have to pay the Ethereum fees. That's got to be good, right? It now enables interoperability with public chains of Ethereum, Tron, and Binance Smart Chain, with more chains to be supported in the future. An era of connecting all chains is on the horizon. For more information, please visit our official website. I guess we'll open that up as well for the Tabskis. But this is good. This is a good thing, right? If you want to play on that ecosystem. Maybe you want to play on Pulse instead. There's that too, right? According to the developer, hey, by the way, this could be a good time to sacrifice BTT for Pulse X. Shit, I didn't think of that. If DLive come out and say, okay, we're ending the staking program, I'm sacrificing it. Get it out of there. According to the developer community of BitTorrent, the mainnet of BitTorrent chain. I guess they couldn't just take out one of those T's because that's Bitcoin, isn't it? The BitTorrent chain is to be launched December 12th, so it should already be up. With BTT redenomination implemented. Pay all fees, ETH, BTT, Tron, etc. It's added together. Yeah, it's good. It's good, isn't it? That's a good thing if you want to play on that chain, right? I mean, just before we go through and read all that, what I'm thinking, and this is coming to me as we read, I'm thinking if DLive end the staking feature, I've got 1.5 million BTT. I either look at staking it on this BitTorrent chain because there is a staking procedure, or I sack that shiz for Pulse X. More than likely, I'll sack that. Maybe I should keep a little going. Who knows? But there's options right now. But we have to hear from DLive today. It's the 12th, right? Exchanges, wallets, developers, and other partners are advised to complete the redenomination and swap within 30 days before today. So DLive, I mean, fair enough. It's the 12th in Australia. It's still the 11th in the rest of the world. But coming out today and through the night, we should see an announcement from DLive in regards to this, surely. Surely, right? How much do you have? Oh, that's the coin. That's not the value of the coin. I don't have $1.5 million. I have 1.5 million BTT. And by the way, Paul, I won't, because we're doing a cryptocurrency stream, I won't talk about what we've DM'd the last couple of days, but I will bring that up tomorrow maybe, but we'll talk about that. For those that are interested in the situation with Paul and trolling, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But there has been I don't want to get into it now, Paul, because we're doing cryptocurrency, but so just read this again. Exchanges, wallets, developers, and other partners are advised to complete the redenomination and swap within 30 days of the December 12th. That makes it today, January 12th. While maintaining its current market cap, the old BTT tokens will be redenominated and swapped with the new BTT tokens at the ratio of 1 to 1,000. Meanwhile, the total supply of BTT tokens will be increased from 990 bill to 990 trill. I'm just going to assume those numbers are correct. Speaking of numbers, that's a freaking Ninja Guinea. Goodness gracious me, that's an out of chair cheers. Who did that? The Ravenous Drifter. What? Yo, Ravenous, thanks for the Ninja freaking Guinea. What? Ravenous. Out of chair cheers time, man. Holy crap apples. Thank you, dude. Lucky I had pants on. Jeez. I didn't expect the crypto. I didn't expect the Ninja Genie while crypto streaming. I could have been sitting here naked. That would have been a very strange. That would have been a out of chair cheers. And then I would have cut my camera, right? That's what that would have been. Can't hear right now. I'm live, but thanks for that host last night. Much love. Oh, Ravenous Drifter, that was last night. Thank you, dude. Yeah, no. Oh, he can't hear anyway. Yeah, he can't hear me anyway. I could say whatever I want. Appreciate you, Ravenous. Thank you, dude. No sweat, man. The new tokens after redenom are referred to as BTT, while the old ones are renamed as BTT Old. BTT Old stands for the BTT Old tokens thereafter. The new, and there's a cheers. Thank you, Ravenous. Cheers, man. That's called a Twitch stream, Sergeant Bob, if I'm naked. Now I got to be in a pool, like a little wading pool. The new BTT tokens will be applied in the BitTorrent chain ecosystem, which is coming live soon. The major use cases are as follows: becoming a validator on the BTC network, staking on BTTC to gain rewards. This is interesting. I wonder if they pay rewards in BTT or BTT Old. That'd be intriguing. Participating in the governance of the BTTC community, paying for gas fees as a native token. Ah, so you can use them as a native token. That's pretty cool. After the mainnet of BitTorrent chain goes live, BTT Old and BTT will coexist for some time. So that tells me that BTT Old won't exist forever. The words sometime, that tells me they're not going to last forever. The contracts to swap the old for the new tokens will be effective permanently, and users can swap at any time. That's good to know. So there's no time frame for that. Exchanges which do not currently support the redenomination can continue to support the exchange of BTT Old and BTT Old tokens. Sorry, BTT Old tokens will maintain their original use case before swap BTT, including, wait a second, exchanges. Okay, so we're not talking about an exchange here. We're talking about DLive. These use cases included paying for fees generated from storing files in the BTFS system, BTFS mining, and increasing download speed of BitTorrent protocol on BitTorrent speed. Okay, why do we do this? Why the redenom? This is the question that a lot of people have. I don't really have the question here. I don't really care, but as a stakeholder, it is something we need to learn about. We already know the answer. It's because of the unit bias. Founded in 2004, the BitTorrent project is currently the world's largest decentralized peer-to-peer network with over 90 million active users and a total install base of over 2 billion torrent clients. All of that pirated content, right? Who's doing it legitimately? If there's 2 billion people using it, 1.9999 billion are just pirating all kinds of crap, right? I thought this happened about 7 months back. No, this is just from December, dude. However, as an integral part of the BitTorrent ecosystem, BTT Old has a total supply of only 990 bill, with an average of 11,000 tokens per active user and an average of less than 500 tokens per client. In actual use cases, the low total supply comes with certain limitations. BitTorrent's customer service team receives daily feedback from users on relevant problems. The BTT Old tokens, obtained by users in various use cases adopting BTT Old, are shown as numbers with a lot of decimal places. For example, the number of a user's mining rewards is 0.00231 BTT, which will bring inconveniences. I'd beg to differ. It's not an inconvenience. To the subsequent collection of assets and the exchange of tokens. As BTTC mainnet arrives, the BTT ecosystem will be more diversified with expanded use cases. It is therefore necessary to redenominate BTT Old. That's garbage. There's no reason to do that, just that it looks better. Rob Mack, Exodus Wallet says the following: BitTorrent, BTT, is migrating to a new token and is temporarily unavailable for exchange. Exodus does not currently support the new version of BTT. Please rest assured that your legacy BTT can still be safely stored in the wallet. Oh, that's cool. Thanks for letting us know about that, dude. I don't keep my BTT in Exodus, but for those of you that do, There's a good thank you, Rob, for alerting us to that. That's good to know. So I guess Exodus still have to do some work before the end of the day as well. On BTT redenomination, it says here, to redenominate BTT old, the total supply of the tokens will be increased from 990 bill to 990 trill at a ratio of 1 to 1,000, with the market cap unchanged. Okay. The BTT tokens will be upgraded from TRC 10 to TRC 20. That's interesting. And the new BTT will be issued as TRC 20 tokens on the Tron mainnet and mapped to the BTC mainnet. Let's just do a quick TRC 10 versus TRC 20. The major difference between TRC 10 and TRC 20 is that a TRC 10 is accessible via an API, and the TRC 10 has 1,000 times lower transaction fees, 1,000 times lower transaction fees than the TRC 20, but bandwidth costs for API transfers and deposits. Okay, so it's going to cost you more to transact the TRC 20? Okay. The elimination of commissions is the primary advantage of the TRC 20 token over the TRC 10. The elimination of commissions. Okay. Each account is assigned a set amount of bandwidth. An ordinary account, for example, will be limited to 500 megabit of bandwidth. Each TRC 20 transaction or trade-off will consume around 250. So we're going to need less energy and less energy and bandwidth in your Tronlink wallet. Similar to bandwidth, TRC 20s will collect specific amounts of energy for executing transactions that will have specified constraints. A certain quantity of energy is expended for each transaction. The energy level of the TRC 20 tokens can be boosted by freezing the account for 2 to 3 days. Okay, despite these primary benefits, TRC 20 tokens have a number of unique characteristics. They do? Why don't you tell us what they are then? Dang it. Okay, so not a great deal of difference there. But worth noting, the BTT token will now be a TRC 20, not a TRC 10. Details are as followed. Following the redenominations, the old BTT tokens will be renamed BTT Old, whereas new tokens will be named BTT to better differentiate the new and the old. BTT will be upgraded to a TRC 20 token with the contract address of this, while BTT Old will remain a TRC 10 with the ID of that. To swap BTT tokens, you can swap BTT Old for BTT via 2 approaches depending on where your BTT is held. Now, we've already seen this on that video, but we'll just read it again. You can do it on an exchange. If your BTT Old is held on a centralized exchange, please closely follow their announcements on whether they support the BTT redemption. And that's what we've just seen in the chat from Exodus, although that's not an exchange, that's a wallet. The plan, as well as deposits, withdrawals, and exchanges. You may check latest announcements, blah, 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 blah. Auto swap on a centralized exchange. Exchanges that support BTT redenominations will swap the token for you automatically, sparing you from any action. That's handy. You will be able to trade, deposit, and withdraw BTT directly when the exchange completes the redenomination. For more information, please refer to the exchange's announcements. To help users complete the swap and enjoy rights and benefits such as governance, participation, and mining rewards, exchanges are advised to support the BTT redenomination plan as soon as possible, which is what we're seeing DLive not doing. For any questions, please contact the BitTorrent team. Swap by hand on the BTTC app website. You may withdraw BTT Old to any decentralized wallet like Tronlink. Swap manually on the BTTC app website. Likely the new BTT, this is Hexy speaking, will have greater fees to pay validators. I mean, there's governance now. Yeah, true. You're probably right. Notes, in the redenomination, BTT, the old token, will be renamed BTT Old, whereas the new token will be renamed BTT. BTT and BTT Old will assume different token standards. Please distinguish the old and new tokens according to their names, standards, IDs, and contract addresses to prevent financial loss. At the moment, BTT old can only be swapped for BTT through the Get BTT feature on the BTTC app website, which we did open, didn't we? I thought we already opened that. The chain, this is the wallet. Okay. Let's have a look at that in a moment. Okay, Get BTT on BTC app can only support swaps, but not the other way around. Why would you want to go the other way around? I don't know. When depositing or withdrawing BTT or BTT old tokens on an exchange, please make sure the symbols and the full name of the token. Okay, so do your due diligence. So that was December 6. That was December 6. Now, let's take a look at the BitTorrent chain, folks. Connecting all chains. BitTorrent chain is a brand new heterogeneous cross-chain interoperability protocol which leverages side chains for the scaling of smart contracts. And the status quo: low TPS, high transaction fees, time consuming. Mainstream public chains today have their limitations. These are the status quo. High migration costs, limited scalability, lack of cross-chain asset transfer. The solution is the BitTorrent chain. It's got up to 7,000 TPSs, average transaction fee of less than 0.01, confirmations within 3 seconds, one-click migration of smart contracts, supports customizable modules, interoperability between Ethereum, Tron, and Binance Smart Chain. The key advantages, we've seen this already: faster, more secure, lower transaction fees. And we got users, developers, validators, apps, wallet. We got a bridge, staking, swap, BTT, and Explorer. So let's take a look at the wallet. How does that look? The BitTorrent chain wallet connected to Metamask. Okay, interesting. Assets already here. Aave, ADA. These are all the B on the Ethereum. Okay. Let's take a look at the bridge. So here we go. When you want to buy some, so this is where you can do your exchanges. It sounds like they forked the Pulse chain testnet. I'm about to say, isn't this just the same as PulseNet? But we know PulseNet's going to be way better. But isn't that what this is? Is this just a copy of that? They just forked. So basically, Justin Sun's trying to beat Richard Hart to the game, right? That's what I'm seeing. Is that fair? Justin Sun's going, are you serious? That Richard Hart guy thinks he's going to get this? We're getting in first. It looks similar. It does, doesn't it? Staking. Total validators. There's 7 of them. The total staked BTT is already 13 bill. You receive rewards in BTT. Okay. Okay, there's staking if you wanted to stake. You vote, I guess. Here's the swap BTT. So here you do your swap, folks. Swapping out BTT swap. It all looks fair enough, right? It all looks fair enough. The big question: when is DLive going to make some announcement? Because like I said, I have 1.5 mil, 1.1. Might be 1.1. I might be exaggerating how much I own. I think I got 1.1 mil. I could just check. You know what? Oh no, I got to log into the. I'll do it later. But anyway, I'm staked, right? I can't take that out for 2 weeks. Now, last time this happened was kind of like when Lino went from testnet to failnet, and it went out to BTT. They totally removed all that 2-week wait, and they're just like, well, you can just take it out now. So I reckon tonight, our time, Australia, or over the next... Wow! Mayonnaise! Wow! Who did that? Paul, thanks for the ice creams, man. Wow! Cheers, dude. Over the next day or into the evening for Australia, I think there'll be an announcement from DLive, and it will say staking is over due to this change. We're not going to offer staking because the BTTC offers it. So why would DLive offer it? If Justin Sun doesn't give a flying hoot about DLive, and Justin Sun's pulled the pin anyway, he's no longer the CEO of the Tron Foundation, he's gone. So what vested interest does DLive have in BTT if now BTT is BTT old and BTTC has their own staking features and you can node validate and all that stuff? I think DLive will be like, that was fun while it lasted. And at that point, gotta say this, crikey, at that point, where will the incentive be to stream here? Because of course partners get a better rate on staking, right? Partners get a better rate. So the idea of being a verified partner and a global partner earns you a better rate on your stake. So any whale that comes in that's not a streamer can stake on DLive and earn off the back of streamers. Are you guys aware of this? Are you aware of this, how it works? If you have enough BTT, or if you want to, and you don't even care at all about streaming, right? You don't give a flying duck about streaming. You want to make more BTT. You can choose to stake that on the DLive app, on the DLive website. So you go to dlive.tv, you log in with your Tronlink wallet, and you start staking. Now, that's open to anybody. You never have to touch streaming at all. You can start staking. What that means is every time a streamer earns a reward, you earn a reward. That's how they earn their they get their slice of the pie, if you like, through streamers. That was a little contentious for a while. It's like, why should anybody be able to earn off my back? Like, I'm the streamer. What? But as was explained to me, without the input from the whales, the financial input, this site wouldn't exist. So the whales that are staking are supporting the site. They're bringing big money into the site, and they're taking money off the site to make it more palatable to the streamers. DLive said, well, if you're a verified partner or a global partner, you'll earn the same thing that they earn, but there'll be a little extra bonus in for you as a partner. So that's the only incentive to partner up with DLive. Now, if what I'm speculating happens overnight and they remove the staking feature, there will be none. There will be no incentives to stream here anymore. They likely want to kill the original BTT, calling it BTT old. Not very marketing friendly, at least. BTT Classic would be better. That's cool. BTT Classic would be better. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, should we just have a quick look at the Discord and see if there's an announcement that I might have missed? Let me just go over and have a little look-ski. I mean, is anybody talking about this in the crypto talk? I mean, should I make a note here and say, is there any announcement from DLive in regards to BTT old being held on site as stakes, given that the 12th January 2022 cutoff date for, or not cutoff date, that's the wrong, what's the wordage that they used? That's not the right wordage. Where was it here? Where was it? About here somewhere, wasn't it? That's the swap. Interesting. Here it is. According to the development community of BitTorrent, the main net of BTT is launched on December 12th. With redenomination implemented, exchanges, wallets, developers, and other participants are advised to complete the redenomination swap between 30 days. Okay, I'm going to just say the denomination swap, right? Given the 12th of January denomination swap date has passed, is now upon us. Is there, is there Will there be any announcement from DLive in regards to BTT Old being held on site as stakes, given the 12th of January just going to put that in the crypto talk. Put that in crypto talk, and we'll just check the general chats as well. Not much in there. I can't show you the partner. That doesn't even exist. The general chat. So I should put that in the general chat as well, I guess. Because not everyone looks in the crypto run, right? Although that could get misleading if someone answers in one and then they try to answer in the other as well. I won't put it in there, but that's, yeah. I just thought I just wanted to check, right? I just wanted to see, like, we've just read from BitTorrent, right? And we understand that there is a cutoff, and that's today. There's been no announcement from DLive. Imagine if they called classic Coke old. That's true. That's true. All right, folks. Well, there is one other piece of news that I wanted to read you. I have to go, Gibbs. I'll check the replay for a clear explanation of what I need to do with my BTT. No worries, Rob. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I understand, but I didn't really give any very clear indications. But let's take a look at this last news story here, folks. This one was put in the Discord today, I believe, in my Discord. SEC charges founder of crypto startup with fraud. Uh-oh. It better not be our old mate Justin. The Securities and Exchange Commission has charged Aussie citizen, Aussie, Craig Sproul, as well as the two startups he founded, Crowd Machine Inc. and Metavine Inc., for misleading investors about how he is going to use the proceeds of a 41 mil initial coin offering back in 2018. I've never heard of either of these two things. Let's have a look at Crowd Machine Inc. Crowd Machine Inc. What is Crowd Machine? Choose your gadgets. Choose your layout. Enjoy your experience. What the hell is it? Self-assembled custom solutions in minutes. Custom apps. Oh, so just make an app? Okay. And Metavine Inc. What's Metavine Inc.? Okay, both their websites look very similar. Create feature-rich dashboards and workflow applications with Metavine. So make widgets. Okay. So here's an image that's not related, but it's got cryptocurrency, so we'll chuck it in there. The SEC's lawsuit, which was filed in the United States District Court for the Northern District of California, charges Sproul and Crowd Machine with violating anti-fraud and registration provisions in the federal securities law. Yo, Giggles in the house. How you doing, Giggles? Good to see you. Hello, Giggle Pickles. Get out of there. Get him out of there. Sproul, get out of there. Where did I go? Sproul, get out of there. Sproul has taken to calling himself the man behind the machine and claimed to have raised 40.7 mil through his companies collectively referred to as Crowd Machine in an ICO between January and April 2018. The SEC alleges that Sproul initially told investors the ICO earnings would be used to develop a new tech that would enable Metavine's existing application development software to run on a decentralized network. Okay. There's an unidentified video, which has nothing to do with the story. Chuck that in there for clickers. But instead, the SEC alleges that Sproul and Crowd Machine used over 5.8 mil of those proceeds to invest in gold mining. What? In South Africa? Sorry, Sorry about that, guys. I got a little carried away with a little bit of gold mining on the side. Shit, I used your money as well. Additionally, the SEC alleges that Crowd Machine and Sproul failed to properly register their offers and sales of the CMCT tokens with the commission and knowingly sold the tokens to a group of investors, including individuals in the US, without determining whether the tokens were accredited. Whoopsie! Altogether, this constitutes materially false and misleading statements in connection with an unregistered offer and a sale of a digital asset security. Uh-oh. As alleged, Sproul and Crowd Machine misled investors about how they were using the ICO proceeds. No shit, they went out gold mining, spending funds on an entirely unrelated scheme, said Christina Littman, chief of the SEC Enforcement Division's cyber unit. We will continue to hold accountable issuers of digital asset securities who fail to provide fulsome and truthful disclosure to the public. The complaint orders Sproul to pay $195,000 civil penalty. That's it? $195,000? That's all he's got to pay? He pinched $5 million and went gold mining. Seriously? That's all he's got to pay? No worries, mate. Just take that out of the 5.9 mil. You're good to go. Without admitting or denying the allegations, Sproul and Crowd Machine have consented to judgments permanently enjoining them. Enjoining? What does that mean, dudes? Enjoining. To garund or present participle. The fuck are those words? You know when you get a definition of a word and you don't know the words that's used in the definition? That's when things are wrong, hey. What the hell is this word? Garund. Look up. Where's... Garund. Garund is a noun made from a verb root plus ing. A whole gerund phrase functions in a sentence just like the noun and can act as a subject, an object, or a predicate. I give up. English sucks. Sorry, that's not the definition. My bad. To instruct or urge someone to do something. The code enjoined members to trade fairly. Okay. So, Sproul and Crowd Machine have consented to the judgments permanently enjoining them from violating these provisions and banning them from participating in future securities offerings. They also agreed to seek the removal of the CMCT token from crypto trading. So they didn't have to pay it back? You kidding me? How much did they raise? They raised 41 mil in an ICO of a token that now doesn't exist. Of that 41 mil, they took 5.8 mil and went gold mining. In total, they copped a fine of 195,000, and they're good to go. That's screwed up, right? They scammed everybody out of 41 mil of a token that no longer exists. Of that 41 mil, they went 5.8 mil to go gold mining in Africa. When they got caught, they were like, oh, you can't do this anymore. No, that's cool. No worries. We'll enjoy ourselves. Oh, by the way, you got a little fine there too, 195,000. Oh, do I pay you in cash or do you want me to write a check? Wow. 5 mil and a small penalty. No worries. Exactly. Right on, Hexy. S-Lord, much love. Hello, S-Lord. Thanks for the follow. I did see your follow. I gave you a nice warm welcome. This was my news link. Found it very interesting. Isn't it interesting, Dale? Promise coins. Exactly, Hexy. A promise coin and a half. Very strange. Well, folks, that does bring me to the end of this cryptocurrency stream. Unless anybody has any crypto information or news items or anything desperate they want to get off their chest crypto related. Otherwise, I got nothing. I mean, we did what we wanted to do. Should I check my Twitter just for any more responses to the... That's what I should do. I've got 20 notifications. Let me just go over here, folks. Let me just see the Twitter. Hex says, replying to Gibbs, they don't all mature at the same time. That's the point. You have new people coming into the system every day making 555 stakes, rolling waves of 555. Yeah, I really wish I hadn't have worded it this way. Someone should have told me, don't word it like that, dude. It's going to look like you meant literally on the day. Yeah, okay. I should have. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I definitely should. I'm going to reply to this and say, yeah, I get that, man. Thanks, man. I do get that. I kind of worded my initial tweet poorly. Yeah. Hexbug says, and long may it continue. We are all going to the moon together. Show replies. Infinite moon, infinite stakes. 555. I like that. Okay, so there is a reply here. That's me. That's my reply. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so there's been nothing new there. These other notifications are unrelatable, unrelated. Yeah. So, and there's been no to my crypto message in the Discord. There's been no reply. My question was, will there be? I missed the word. Will there be? Will there be any announcement? Can I edit edit message? Yeah, I will. I'm going to edit it. Will there be? Edited. Will there be any announcement from DLive in regards to BTT Old being held on site as stakes, given that the 12th of January 2022 denomination swap date is now upon us? Elfsar in the house. How you doing, Elfsar? Waiting for more DLive news before making any rash decisions. Ball is in their court, but there is a timer. Are you, Elfsar? Are you responding to my Discord message? Because the title of this stream is not... So you've just come in. Hello, by the way. Are you talking about BTT, Elfsar? I hope you are. I think you are. I'm pretty sure you're talking about BTT and the BTT old. The day is now. It's the 12th of January. That's the date of the denomination swap had to be done by. Hexy says there's no mention if you go to the DLive stake page. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like they've either been working on this and they're about to roll it out on the last possible time frame, or they haven't done anything. More than likely, it's all signs are pointing towards they haven't done anything. Yeah, BTT. Okay, cool, Elfsar. Yeah, cool. So that's what we've been trying to dissect on this stream today. We're trying to work out, if you are a stakeholder of BTT and it's staked into the platform, which I am, what happens? Because the 12th of January, which it is today in Australia, it might be the 11th for you still, but it's coming very, very soon. That's the cutoff date for the denomination swap. So DLive, and it's right there in the BitTorrent chain. It's right here in the BitTorrent chain. Not white paper. It's in their this is their publication, good publications of when this was, right? When this has to all be done by. It says here, according to the developer community of BitTorrent, the mainnet of BTTC is to be launched December 12th, so that's already up and running, with BTT redenomination implemented. Sorry, hold on one second. Are you kidding me? Get that crap out of there. According to the development community of BitTorrent, the mainnet of BTTC is to be launched on December 12, which has already happened. Exchanges, wallets, developers, and other partners, reading this, exchanges, wallets, developers, and other partners are advised to complete the redenomination and swap within 30 days, aka before January 12, 2022. So DLive takes BTT, you stake it into the platform, they pay you back out as BTT, you get BTT rewards. Up until today was the cutoff day when that had to be swapped out, the redenomination. And if you go to the BTT staking right now, it still has BTT. And there's been no announcement. So you might say, yeah, but there's other things at play right now. The DLive has other things on the burner, right? This is a fact. But this is a big one. I predict overnight, this is what I'm calling Elfsar. You might agree or you might disagree. I'm predicting overnight there'll be an announcement. The announcement will be no more staking on DLive because the BitTorrent chain is live and the staking on there instead. I reckon they'll say all of your BTT as BTT, which is now BTT old, will be available for you to withdraw. Like all your stakes can come out without waiting for 2 weeks. Put it back in your Tronlink wallet. You can go and do whatever you want with it. I think that's what'll happen. So are people able to use the cross-chain features on BTTC new? That's correct. It's up and running. It's been the main net's been running since December 12 last year, and that feature is already in there. So they did beat Richard to market in this sense. Interesting. I haven't seen any Hexicans talk about this though. Haven't seen anyone talk about this BTTC mainnet, but it's up and running. Yeah. Features are working now. That's correct. Yes, it's up. We already looked at it. We already went over and had a look at it. Here it is. We went in and had a look at the swap, the wallet, the bridge, the staking. Start staking, swap it out, bridge across, right there. Yeah. But the most concerning thing for streaming on DLive is, and Elfsar, correct me if I'm wrong here, if the staking feature is removed, what are the benefits of being a partner? Because the only benefit right now, aside from extra emotes and stickers and whatnot, is an increased rate of return, an increased APY for partners. It's a smaller amount for verified and a larger amount for global. If that gets removed, what are the benefits of staking? What are the benefits of streaming on DLive? I mean, good things are coming. They are. Well, folks, with that sad information at your hands, at your fingertips, do with it what you will. Thanks for being here on the stream with me. Forgot to do this last night. Thanks to the financial contributions to the content here. I do this full time. Where the full-time meanders me to, I'm not 100% certain yet, because just telling you, there are certain things that are at play right now that are really pushing me to meander elsewhere. But as it stands, I am still full-time. Elfsar, well, I hope we hear something soon. Increased lemon generation to the non-existing chest. Giggles, I've made a major decision, Gibbs. I'm leaving DLive. There you go. I mean, I'm sorry to hear it, but it's an understandable move, Giggle Pickles. I get it. I'm not far behind you, I feel, but I get it. It is. I mean, it's now been 2 days since they axed the Guardians, and there's still no thank you. There's still no thank you in the Discord. Not even a, hey, yeah, we axed the Guardian program, and I just want to speak on behalf of DLive and say thanks to all these Guardians and list them. Nothing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I forgot to do this last night though. Thank you to the financial contributions to the content here. I do this full time. So thank you when you contribute to me. Now, when you also take your eyes and look at the chat of your own styles, which I'm doing right now, you can see the top contributors to this very stream, the Ravenous, Drifter, Paul, and Charles. Now, I did mention before, I do have information on Paul the Troll that I'm going to talk about tomorrow. We won't touch on it here today. I want to do it separate. I want to see what you guys think, but there has been a development of sorts. But the Ravenous Drifter, Paul, and Charles, thank you for the contributions that you've made to the stream today. Much appreciation. We'll catch the replay that hit. Just got here. Pertsky, good morning. No worries. We'll catch the replay. Yeah, enjoy the replay, folks. I'll catch you yahoos tomorrow on the stream when we will either have a call-in or not. We do call-ins whenever we want now. We can do them whenever we damn well please. I'll see you yahoos tomorrow, skis. Cheers. You got to tell me who to host next time. I didn't host anybody. You got to tell me. You got to ask. Get out of here. Get him out of here.